Hello, hello. How's everybody doing out there? Little talking, I can't even say the word because it's the first 10 seconds. Apparently, every time you say something the first 10 seconds, YouTube starts to demonetize your stuff. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about Chevy killing off the Bolt, the EV car that was the only car that they had that sold anything. And it was the car that you would buy to virtue signal to Elon Musk that you didn't like Tesla. A lot of people, especially left-leaning types, were big time on the Tesla before they found out Musk was, kind of like on the conservative side. And once he bought Twitter and started talking about free speech, the left-leaning types sold their Teslas and bought the Chevy Bolt to virtue signal that it's a better vehicle. They thought, well, it's a government company, unions might as well support that. Well, GM decides to kill off the Bolt to make what? Large truck EV models, like big half-ton, you name it. They're basically going to take the assembly line of the Bolt and reconfigure it to make big EV trucks, pissing off the virtue signaling lefties that were like, wait a minute, I bought it to virtue signal that it was an economical car, low priced, to compete against the Tesla Model 3. Then GM says, I'm sorry, we got to make money. And the money is in half-ton trucks that get a halfway decent range. And as always, what I like to do is play we do it live after we've gotten over a minute or so.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
We are also going to talk about an article suggesting that 1 in 5 Gen Zers, Zoomers identify as trans.
I'm not gay no more.
Oh my God.
I am delivered.
That's right.
I don't like men no more. I said I like women.
And I think that explains modern car culture, and the term respect all builds 100% was brought up by a Zoomer.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered.
Okay, so we'll talk about that, but as always, what we want to do is make sure that the sponsors get a nice little shout out, because today we're going to be giving away coffee, cookies, a DNA High Performance hat, and we'll see what else pops up in the middle of all that. We got 2 Auto Solutions. Rami Zaidan over there having blower issues. Oh, Rami, I love you. I love you. We need to get some real shit going on down there. We got Don't Got Cookies, Don'tMakeGotCookies.com, Don'tMakeGotCookies_LLC. Buy the cookies. They got new stuff out. Check out their website. Check out their Instagram page. DNA High Performance. He'll fight you. He'll fight you. You bet against him and he loses, he will punch you in the face. DNA High Performance. We're going to give away a hat for DNA, and we're going to give another Lund Racing hat or shirt. That's right, or shirt away today. The Parts Farm, partsfarm.com. They got so many cars, like cranker pallets. They got a Pro Charge, snap a crank kit, red crank a pallet, snap a crank, the whole 9 yards. Kong Performance. I received my cold air today for my Kong Performance Export 2300. I was very happy to see it's very good build quality. Going to install it tomorrow. Caliber Transmission, calibertransmissions.com. PMAS, Nick James, PMAS. Ultimate Header, ultimateheader.com. Ultimate Header on Instagram. Best headers around, period, for S550, S197. No F-150, no GT500 yet, but they do have GT350 headers, and they also have Coyote Swap Fox headers, S197, S550, and GT350, and a bunch of Camaro stuff and LS stuff. The best headers around, plain and simple. We're going to talk about a couple things today. We're also going to talk about HP tuners telling us what the procedure is to flash a 22 F-150, and guys, you want to stick. You want to stick around for that. 2000 MCR, Coyote Fury, Douche Did, Ignacio Ramirez, Pito Chiquito, Paul Ponthieu, Desmond. 1 in 5 is cap. No, I sent you the article right here. Right here. I sent you the article, brother. So go check out the article and read them and weep. Joe Swish, Mendoza's Coyote in the house. I lost the place. Bryson Witt, Red Beard, TRD Ricky, Bryson Witt, Slow Sean, TRD Ricky again. Clip Up the Horse, 2000 MCR, Bryson Witt. Bryson, I might just make you a mod. Because I got some people that I got mods that don't do any modding. So I'm going to remove some privileges from some people and give it to people that actually are on the show. Don, GT Frank, Giovanni, Kior, Brian 03 Cobra, Second Shift Racing. We talked a lot about the AI today. It was a very interesting conversation I had with Garrett. One Slow 50, Giovanni again, Phil Fez, Johnny Boy, 1320 Mafia, Reflex, Robo Style, EPA, Jesus Perez, Andrew Stotts, Richard Whedon. Boy, that sounds familiar. Matt 2011, one of the mods, Gregory Uppich, Walter Hoffman, Ian Oz, Reflex G's, Ross F150, Evan, I think it's Evan Smith, or Evan Stevens, one of those two. Coca-Cola, Nick G, Angel PR, Matt 107, Gray Mustang, Kior, 50 Kid Productions, Jared Wells, Redbeard Racing, SN95, SVT Snake, Brett Spears, Evil Twin GT350, PK Auto, got his dyno. I'm so happy to see him grow. Evan S550, Roush S550, Goon, M1A1 Boost, Corsa Gaze, Ashton, Bender, Fim Jarly, twice, Lucien Lacouchiere, Dan Ken, Bryson, Ian, Evan, Reflex, David, SVT Snake, and the Wolf. Okay, let's get onto the articles, then we'll talk shit with people. So, the term respect all builds. Now, I understand if you're a Zoomer, Gen Z. Those are people that were born 1997 and up, 97 to 2004. You guys never experienced car culture in the 90s, and to you, it's like, oh, it's such a long time ago. And to us, it was like yesterday. Now, once you get to 40 years old, you're going to realize that's not old. But right now, you think it's old because, you know, your brain is not developed and your head is firmly up your ass. So, because you're being coddled by millennials, and we made fun of millennials. Millennials are probably the worst generation ever. But Zoomers at least have a chance of being saved. But the problem is you grew up in the era of being taught that you can have periods, that you participate in everything. You eat Tide Pod, meaning you get a trophy for anything. You were never taught losing. You were never taught how to come up in the mud. You were taught that as long as you even try, you win. And you're a bunch of soft guys. You're soft as hell. And that's okay. This show can get you nice and tough again. So I looked at Twitter. I was just on Twitter, just kind of perusing around, and I saw a staggering, where's the sponsors? The staggering stat. Look at this. 7.2% of adults identify as LGBT, whatever. But look at Gen Z in red. Almost 20% of Gen Zers, Zoomers, say that they're, some kind of something, right? Meanwhile, Gen X, me, is green, blue is old baby boomers. They're just in the closet, baby boomers. There's just as many gay guys, but they weren't allowed to say they were gay for repercussions. And Gen X, like we were, I don't know, it wasn't a good thing either. And I'm sure there's just as many closets. But look at Gen Z. And I thought, you know what? This makes sense. This makes a bunch of sense when it comes to the car community because the guys that are the loudest and the weirdest are the youngest. When was the last time you saw a 40-year-old guy hanging out of a Charger talking about, fucking around with the ops? How many of you guys saw people, 40-year-old homeboy with his back hurting, sliding with his Charger or Challenger? When was the last time you saw a 40 or 35 and up year old man install Starlight headliner on his car? Not because they're old, because they know that's stupid shit. No 40-year-old is at the meet anymore. No 40-year-old is at the sideshow. No 40-year-old uses the word ops. The reason I use it here is because it's stupid, and you guys understand what the hell I'm saying, half of you. Half of you are Zoomers, and I get it. You're fans and everything. That's great. But you got to understand, I say that in jest. So every single time you guys saw Only Rears, like the fact that there's Only Rears and Only Rears page, and he does not run out of content. He can just every day post 5 or 6 different Only Rears in his shit, and constantly gets updated every day. Another Only Rears. And these guys flex as if they're doing something. Why? Because when they were young, they were taught to participate. And just to participate is enough. While people like me were not taught to participate. You were taught to win. You were taught to win. Plain and simple. But that went away. Millennials, I don't know what the hell millennials were doing, to be honest with you. And then Zoomers came in, and I had hope for them. I thought they were like actually with it, but then come to find out, they're just putting Starlight headliner only rears inside shows, eating Tide Pods, and identifying as anything but a man. So I'm blown away that a lot of people don't realize that. They don't take a step back and go, the car culture is a microcosm of the current culture, just general pop culture. Like, I never listened to emo stuff growing up because it was gay shit, plain and simple. If you watch Woodstock 99, the documentary on Netflix, that was my generation. We were just angry, pissed off at everything, and wanted to break stuff. And that's it. But modern generation, or Gen Z, or millennials, I'm lost. But so I look at their cars and I go, oh, okay, they're gay. And that's okay. Again, I don't care that you like to suck dick, but don't advertise that you like to suck dick by putting Starlight headliner and only rears in your car. Do you know what I am saying? So Chevy Bolt decided to just take a bow and say, see you later. We're going to just go ahead and stop doing this stuff right here. So GM says, end production of the electric Chevy Bolt is its first mass market EV later this year. So they're going to stop production. Plans to stop production of its electrical Chevrolet Bolt models by the end of this year. CEO Mary Barra told investors Tuesday when discussing the company's first quarter earnings. The Chevy Bolt EV and EUV, the larger version of the car, make up the vast majority of the company's electric vehicle sales to date. However, the battery cells in the cars are an older design and the chemistry than the automaker's newer electric vehicles such as GMC Hummer and Cadillac Lyriq, which utilize GM's Ultium architecture. Barra said, a suburban Detroit plant that has produced a Chevy Bolt since 2016 will be retooled in preparation for the production of the electric Chevy Silverado. Oh, geez, I'm sorry. I left the sponsor thing up there. Apologize. There's an irony in the timing of the Bolt getting axed. It comes amid production and sales of the vehicle for mass market consumers, which was GM's initial goal. The company plans to produce more than 70,000 Bolt models this year, as it targets over 400,000 EVs from early 22. GM pushed the Bolt ahead of the Tesla Model 3. Again, the Model 3 was the car everyone wanted. And then Elon Musk bought Twitter. Elon Musk started talking a little bit on the conservative side. People started buying this hunk of shit to virtue signal. But Bolt sales never caught on, as many executives hoped. The EV sales overall remained minuscule outside of Tesla. The Bolt also suffered a major setback more recently, as GM recalled all of the Bolts ever produced due to supplier-related battery issue. Doesn't that sound familiar? Now we are starting to see a very clear distinction in EV cars, that your battery supplier is more important than anything else. Ford uses or wants to use cattle, contemporary Amperex something. And whoever the hell Chevy used or GM used, they had a similar issue and they recalled all of their cars back and said, yeah, get the fuck out of here, because we're basically going to replace all the batteries. And that's going to be the issue going forward. Like, going forward, the issue is going to be that right there, that the battery manufacturing has to be on par and top tier, top shelf liquor before any EV becomes viable. And that's why, unfortunately, Tesla, I don't want to say unfortunately, fortunately, Tesla has control. They make their own batteries. They make their own 4160 or 4680 or whatever the hell battery denomination. But then once solid state batteries, which is not going to be for a while, come to play, I think you're going to see a major retooling in these cars, unless they have retrofit kits. If they do have retrofit kits, which I don't think so, because Model S and every other Tesla really has a skateboard design where the battery is integrated into the frame. That'll be interesting how all that goes. So I'm kind of blown away that GM getting all this government money, their union, they were virtue signaling nonstop. The government supports GM and Ford because they're union UAE shops. It's all politics, guys. Once you figure out it's 100% politics, it makes life a lot easier. It really does. Like, a lot of you guys out there don't realize that politics plays into everything, literally into everything, especially the car game. If government wasn't involved in the car game, the cars would be astronomical. They'd be amazing. They'd be not so efficient, but fast. And I think EVs, unfortunately, are going to be like cell phones, and gas cars are going to go up in value. I know people said well, gas cars are going to go down in value. Yes, the Corollas, the Altimas, the pieces of shit that people buy as throwaways. But the vast majority of vehicles that this channel, because we deal in the performance, we deal with performance cars. You never heard me talk about Skylines, GTRs, Porsches, Civics. You've never heard me talk about that stuff at length on this channel. It's Hellcats, Trackhawks, Mustangs, Camaros, Corvettes. That's it. That's all I talk about on this channel. Because in my opinion, those cars will always go up in value. The Mustang is yet to be seen. I'm starting to see a bit of a uphill trend with older GTs. Now, let's talk about that before we get into your comments and questions. So I'm going to go to HP Tuners, and they had a press release talking about what needs to happen in order to tune an F-150. So let me go to their Facebook page. Maybe they have something on their Facebook page. Guys, you're going to be blown away what you have to do to a F-150 22 and up to get it flashed. We are talking Diablo stuff. Like, you have to ship off stuff. Here we go. Now, this is their press release on Facebook. Display capture. Here we go. And I got to get the sponsors out of that. I got to find a way of doing the sponsor transparency thing. Right here. Big news, says HP Tuners 9 hours ago. 21 to 22 Ford F-150 EcoBoost 3.5 and 2.7 and 5-liter tuning support is here. By the way, ACT had it for a while. Our solution provides convenient direct flashing by the OBD2 port thanks to our Ford MG1 PCM service required for tuning, meaning after the PCM has been brought to them and after they send it back to you, which is about a week turnaround time, then and only then can it be flashed with a MPVI2 using 4 universal credits or with an MPVI2 or newer generation interface and the latest version of VCM Suite Beta. Click this link and then it says tag your F-150 buddies who've been waiting for support. So for those of you that want to get tuned via HP Tuners, and that's the big one, via HP Tuners, you're going to have to send your computer off a la Dodge, post 2015 or 2014 or whatever. So that means your computer gets shipped to them. Your truck is now not moving for a week. They do their thing. You put it back in, then you can flash it. And I'm just like, okay, I told you guys, you guys thought that I'm full of crap about tuning getting harder. And a lot of you guys go, but Alex, once it gets figured out, then it'll be fine. No, you don't understand. It is always going to be more difficult to tune cars. We're going back to the chip era. We are starting to send computers out and reflash them. Now, SET does not have to do that. So that's literally up to you who you decide to use. If SET does come back to play with Lund Racing, that's the best of both worlds because we'd like to represent everybody. But since we only right now provide HP Tuner stuff and you want a Lund tune for your 2122, your patience better be way up there. You'd better be patient as hell. You'd better not be in a rush because the initial first flash is going to take you over a week. Now, I don't know how that's going to work. If you order a tune from us and then what? You send the PCM to... No, I think it should be all handled by them. And you should only be able to get tuned by us after your PCM has been unlocked. Now, I don't know what they do to the PCM to be able to tune it. But now we are starting to sound like sending computers to Russia. Exactly. Now, if you want to call that tampering, I mean, imagine PFI Speed did that. Don't you think they'd get a letter? It's a very odd situation, so I obviously have to tread lightly. So, HP Tuners, you got to send the stuff out. They do it. SET, you got to have 16 things and stick a OBD2 port up your butt and then flash it. And then you can flash it with a SET-X4, which I'm kind of blown away by. I'm literally blown away by the fact that SET is still able to tune modern vehicles with a close to 10-year-old device. Like, I remember making fun of the super cool tuner back in 2015, and the X4 was already out. And I'm like blown away that they still are able to tune modern vehicles with the same old device. I like that. I like continuity. I like familiarity. If you're familiar with the logging and stuff, that's cool. Same thing with HP tuners. If you're still familiar with the logging and everything, once unlocked, you can then get tuned. What's that going to cost? What the credit's going to cost? And what's our tuning going to cost? So that is yet to be announced, but they decided to put that out in their press release, and we are kind of like now playing catch up going, okay, what do we have to do to make it happen? So again, do not email us asking us when's it ready. When Lund Racing gets a 21 or 22 F-150 in-house, because that's how you tune a vehicle. I repeat, that's how you tune a vehicle. If you have never tuned a vehicle and offer tuning for it, meaning if you've never owned it or had it in house for a decent period of time, and you don't own it, you don't have it for at least a week or so, I don't know how you tune that thing. Let's be honest. Let's not mince words here. You probably didn't tune it. Okay, so that's what's going to have to happen going forward. We're going backwards. And I told you, the more modern the vehicle becomes, the more hurdles we have to jump to tune it. So get yourself a 2020 and under vehicle. Maybe you want to be latest and greatest. Maybe you want to be clout chasing. Maybe whatever. If you want to go fast today, 2020 and under, because I don't see this getting any better anytime soon. We'll take your comments, questions, concerns, all the bullshit, and then we'll talk some shit with the guys here. It's a good time. Break out the soldering iron for that tune. Exactly. All motor. Oh, you're funny. Send me your computers for all your tuning unlocks. Says potential HP unlock scammer. Damn, what a fast, so fast with the keyboard. So my flip chip will work in my F-150. What? No dyno tuning? What the hell? Right, look. I don't understand. I understand it, and this is the problem. Can the truck phone home? Can the truck phone home? So if I send off my computer and it costs me $500 to unlock, and then Lund Racing tuning costs me $400, and the credits cost me, I am into it for $1,200 to $1,300 for an NA tune, right? Okay, and what if one day Ford goes, hey, there's an OS situation going on here. We might wanna revert this car back to stock because it's being funky. And then you were to say, no. I can disable that. I can absolutely disable that situation. Well, Ford's gonna eventually go, there's a car that I am poking and I am prompting to flash back to stock. You know, Becky up in the sky. Or Vicky, sorry. Vicky up in the sky. And she can't flash Alejandro Flores' F-150 back to stock. Can it render it useless? I don't know. We don't know what's going on. A lot of people think they know, but until you have it in your hands, you don't know. So that's why we're going to have to get our hands on one and see what the deal is begrudgingly. But Alex, stop blocking my tune, brokering business. Just sold my auto 1650 for an SUV and looking to get back into a Mustang. I found an 11 manual 50 caught my attention. Any advice on 11 GTs? Is JLU new to the chat? JLU must be new to the chat, right? You must be new to the chat. I can't go over 5 years of history with that car, or 6 years of history, or whatever the hell I have. I owned a 2011 in 2011. I can't go over this whole chat, what to look out for 11 GTs. Forums and AIs, believe it or not. Believe it or not, that's what me and Garrett were talking about. An AI will give you a better response to your question than a forum. So let's go to my AI on Snapdick, and I want to say, is a throttle body on a Coyote Mustang worth it? And let's see what it says. It depends on what you're looking to achieve, says the AI. Upgrading the throttle body can help improve throttle response and increase airflow, which can lead to a modest increase in horsepower. However, the gains may not be significant enough to justify the cost of the upgrade. Ultimately, it's up to you if you decide the upgrade is worth it based on your goals and budget. That is an AI. An AI on Snapchat immediately brought me a proper answer So you don't need forums. AI is the future. That's what the AI wrote on this shit right here, bro. Like immediately, boom, it typed out an appropriate answer. If a throttle body on a Coyote Mustang is worth it, it said, it depends on what you want to do in the future. You know? So forums might be in jeopardy because the problem with forums is they're full of shit. Most forums are full of shit. But what are you going to do? You could ask it political questions and stump it. You can really stump it, and you know who's programming this AI. This AI is absolutely biased as fuck. But if you want car-related stuff, the answers are good, and second shift racing, put me on to that. Inbound before people start selling unlocked PCMs and require you to send your stock one after. Boom, there you go. Is that going to be a thing? Because then you get a PATS issue. Every PCM, listen guys, every PCM has a VIN number. And if you plug it in and the VIN number does not match your shit, guess what? I don't think that thing will start. I don't think that thing will start if the VIN numbers don't match. So I don't think you can buy a pallet of PCMs unless you're really good at programming stuff and know the recipient's VIN number and be able to provide them an unlocked 21 and up F-150 PCM with their VIN. You can't just have a generic VIN in there. I don't know that for a fact though. I've been watching you. I just want advice. That's all. JLU, you got to ask specific questions. You can't say what to look out for on 11 GTs because it's just such a broad question that I'd be here forever explaining. Yeah, man, I don't know why people prefer the GT500. GT50 felt like a Porsche for Ferrari. Well, the GT500 makes more power. Like a GT500 makes way more power. And in America, we do straight line racing. Largest nitrous shot on the 85 without having to get a tune. 50 or 75. Because you're going to see about 30 degrees of timing on an NA tune. And if you were to shove a 75 shot, it might still melt the piston. I'm sorry, melt the spark plug first, then the piston. So a 50, 75 maybe, but then you're going to need a tuner. That's plus $500. Damn, ask the AI if it knows how to unlock the new Ford computers. There we go. Let's ask the AI. Do you know how to unlock 2021, 2021 F-150 computers? Computers? So I can tune them. Let's see what the AI says. I'm not sure about that, but it's a good idea to consult with a professional or mechanic or a technician who specializes in tuning your computer modifications. Thank you, shithead. Whoa, what a useless piece of junk. AI anally inserted, guessing 2020 or older is king. What do you mean guessing? What hot sauce? Have you not listened to the show? 2020 and under is king. 100% king. If you want to go fast now in a truck, 2020 and under, we have tuned 8-second trucks and one is on the verge of 7s. Okay? Maybe a couple is on the verge of 7s. Stock computer. So I don't care who runs an NA truck down in the valley, El Paso, Brownsville. I don't give a fuck. Unless you're running single digits consistently with a repeatable tune that gets 1 or 2 revisions, don't talk to us. Danny Bill, here we go. I bought a 22 GT before I found your channel. I want to get an ESS kit and keep it around 600 horsepower. Not a problem. Since no 85 around me, is it worth it? Yes. 600 wheel is plenty for me. Yeah, that's what you think, Travis. And then you get beat by somebody and you go, shit, I need 800. I think 800, 850 is the sweet spot. But, you know, the car's going to last a while. You don't need to build transmission. Maybe some oil pump gears just for safety. 12, 13, maybe 14 pounds of boost to get you there on the 85. But if you're on pump gas, I would keep it around 600, 650 and live a happy, long life. Not need oil pump gears, not need a trans service, get gas anywhere, and be a happy guy. You could ask the AI if Lund will turn off my dash lights for off-road exhaust. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. How to stick weld 2-inch gaps. You can program 40 CUs with Python. We always run all our pumps. Okay, yeah. So they're asking Danny about pumps and all that stuff. Ask AI how long until Skynet is active. Ask the AI what is superior race. Ooh, wow, that's a good one. Okay, let's see what the AI says is the superior race. Let's get some racism on this. This is me asking the AI, guys. What is the superior race on Earth? Let's just say like grizzly bears. Okay, the AI says, I'm sorry, but I can't answer that question. It's not appropriate or respectful to make judgments about people based on ethnicity. But everyone is unique and valuable. Okay, what is a one? What is a woman? What is a woman? AI. A woman is an adult female human. Oh, you bigot. Oh, the AI said it's an adult human female. Holy shit. Based. The Snapchat AI is based as fuck, son. Look at that. What is a woman? A woman is an adult human, female human. Oh, shit. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. It didn't plead the fifth. It answered it right away. That's a based as fuck AI. Hey, maybe the programming is coming around. My 13 GT did a 100 shot with 118 octane, no tune, 4,500 RPM activation. I used a second fuel solenoid to manage the lean spike. That's not a bad idea. We had a customer of ours named Cornbread. So he asked me a very generic question. Hey, Alex, I got a GT stock motor, E85 or race gas, and I want to do some nitrous stuff. I see a lean spike on the short-term fuel trims. Can I combat that with jetting? I said, yeah, absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. And then he asked another tuner, prominent tuner, who I know steals files. Verifiable. Stole fucking files. Guys, by the way, that's the way to get ahead in life. Being honest is not going to get you anywhere. If you steal, you do good. He said, no, that's not a way to do it. That's crazy. Wait a minute, dickhead. If the guy is combating a fuel trim spike with jetting, that is a proper way of doing it. He is tuning the car. And Cornbread was like, bro, I'm never listening to that son of a bitch again. I go, right. That guy don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He ran that motor for like 5 years like that, bro. We say goodbye to AI. Alphabet community about to come after. Hey, come after the Snapchat AI. It literally told me what a woman was. Ask if the majority of scientists believe life starts at conception. We're going to ask the AI a bunch of questions. Let's go. When does life start? When does life start? Question mark. Let's see what the AI says. Boy, this is great. It's become the AI show. That's a difficult question to answer as people have different beliefs and opinions when life begins. Some people believe that life begins at conception. Okay, what is a fetus? What is a fetus? A fetus is an unborn offspring of a mammal. What's a baby? What's a baby? A baby is a very young child. What's an unborn baby? What's an unborn baby? An unborn baby is a developing human fetus that has not yet been born. Thank you. That's how you stump it. That's how you stump it. It's very easy. My AI will get an update to change that. I can't describe that because it's too complicated and discriminatory to people. My couch touches the wall, dropping in a light, listen on the way to work in the morning. I need that repo delete tune. Does the AI know that Chevy is about to finish the build? Right. So back on the tuning stuff. My biggest fear is the unknown phone home feature. Like Global B on GM stuff is that it's an architecture of communication and diagnostics so that the vehicle can kind of like report issues back home so that there's a database and then they go, oh, by the way, this car had a TPMS light, this car had a check engine light, it had NOx, whatever. And it has a record stored somewhere so that when you go to the dealership and this vehicle is equipped with Global B, they can pretty much download all the data and go, this thing has kicked off a whole bunch of lights at this different time. You accelerated really fast here and it kicked this and it will phone home. So let's say I spend $300, $500, $200 to get my computer unlocked by HP tuners. Then it gets put back in my truck. supposedly turning off the feature for it to phone home. Do I have access to all of my sync? Yes or no? Do I have access to all of my hotspots that come in these new trucks? Do I have access to all of my data? Can I access my truck through the My Ford app just like stock? Or is all that stuff negated because I tuned it? That is going to be an interesting one once you figure it out, because nobody can answer that yet. Nobody can. Maybe they go, well, we got some stuff out there in the wild we've been testing with people. Right, but give it time. If you just happened to tune something last week or a month ago and nothing has happened yet, that doesn't mean nothing is going to happen, because the next time this guy goes to the dealership, again, if you have a tuned Mustang, you're going to have the same concerns. But now we're talking about something that has the ability to self-snitch, just like Jason says. How are you going to slide on the ops if they phone home? I will put tuners out of business one day. No, because tuning pre-2020 is very robust. Now, the problem is the watering down of tuning. That is going to be a big problem. Like, okay, I'll give you an example. Let's say I leave Lund and start tuning. How is that different than me staying at Lund and tuning for them? I'm going to tune in a similar fashion. If Brandon, Dakota, and I decide to all leave, and we all know a certain way of tuning, the Lund way, well, how is that any different than us tuning together in one place? So what's going to happen is there's going to be a watering down of tuning. There's going to be price wars. People are going to start discounting their tuning. They're going to start whoring out their tuning. They're going to have vetted files that are available, and they're going to start giving them for $100, $200, and people are going to say this: why should I give Lund $300? Why should I give this company $300? Why should I give these guys $300 when Cholo McGee does it for $100? And it becomes a watered down version of tuning, which at the end of the day, I like to think that you guys think that's a good thing for the consumer, but it's not. If you have a $100 NA tune, did that person buy that vehicle and vet the file? Or did they say, I want to have the most powerful tune regardless whether the tune is safe or not? So let's say the person desensitizes the NOx sensors by a lot, shoves 30 degrees of timing in it on pump gas, regardless of the octane. The car is going to perform, but not long. So you're going to have a watered down tune that you say goes faster than Lund, goes faster than the competition because your boy hooked it up, and then your car explodes. And then you're going to go, who's liable? Do you think the guy charging you $100 gives two shits about the life expectancy of your engine? I put up a meme or a reel the other day of a Breaking Bad clip where Walter's talking to Jesse, talking about, like, let's just get after it, let's do it. And someone put the tuner saying, it's not safe, I don't want to risk it, it's not safe, let's just play it safe. And Walter gets really mad and goes, I want to send it, you stupid pussy. So you making $40,000 a year, you have a car you bought, put, I don't know, $1,000 down, which is nothing. Your payment is $700, and you buy a $100 tune in 2026 because the tuning is so watered down at this point for $100, and your Pikachu face when it explodes. Come on, that's what's gonna happen with tuning. We're not gonna go out of business, but it'll be much more watered down than it is currently. Rebuild anything you got. I do 50 RPM later on my nitrous solenoid. Lean spec is gone. Mile per hour on the data log never lies. Exactly. I like it. What's stopping Ford from doing over-the-air updates on 18 to 22 cars? Because they don't have the infrastructure built in, Lucien. They don't have the infrastructure built in. There is nothing in the architecture of the vehicle that allows it to manipulate the calibration over the air, as far as I know. 35 degrees global with Boss Cam timing for the win. Hi, Alex. The MRC shaft broke in the manual 18. Should I order another stock manifold from Ford or just lock out the MRCs? Just lock out the IMRCs and tell your tuner to give you a locked IMRC tune. Tell them exactly what happened. I want the ticking time bomb tune. My car is on 26 degrees and look what it does on degrees don't matter. Yeah, but Danny, come on. Your car doesn't sit like everyone else's car here. You and I both know that car does not sit like everyone else's car here. Is the tuner actually responsible for any damages though? No, the thing is this. It's not a responsibility thing. It's a vetting thing. So let's say hot sauce. How do I know, hot sauce, that 850 horsepower should be the limit for GT350s? Because we did the testing. We reached the fail points. We now have the knowledge and data to say this is where you want to stay. So we don't necessarily have the liability attached to us, but we have the knowledge based on our testing that lets us guide you. And if you go above and beyond that, the hot sauce, which you did, if engine damage was to occur, we would tell you, by the way, anything above and beyond that, it is not our shit, dude. Not that it is our shit if it's below it, but at least we've done the testing. We didn't blow it up. We said, okay, it's starting to see harmonics and weird stuff here. Keep it under 850 and the thing's going to can't say that word. It's going to go really fast. Can't say that word because that's like one of those keywords that literally demonetizes you. I love that Back to the Future video you made. It was awesome. Thank you. I messed up on the F-150. I forgot to include the F-150 once the cable hit the wire, but I didn't care. The Ford Sync traveling down the thing took me an hour. I'm sure there's a very easy way of doing it. I went frame by frame doing it because I thought that's the only way to do it. This comes back to the question, are you willing to blow it up? Right. 100%. Alex does Lund tune for M5 on the Gen 3. Yep, but you got to understand, all bets are off. You blow it up, that's on you, son. Blow it up, that's on you. If the mix is off, that's on you. If it blows up, that's on you. Imagine someone asking me if I run a fuel that has heavy amounts of nitro in it, ethanol based, if it's safe. No, it is a very aggressive fuel. Will we tune for it? Sure. You need massive injectors. Understand this, gentlemen. If you're naturally aspirated and you want to run M5, you got to run a return style fuel system and over 1200 cc injector. That's right. No LU47 and M5. Like 1200s, 1300s, 1700s to have adequate fueling. If you can't afford that, don't even look at M5. Buy a Whipple, live on MU52s and pump gas, and make 650 robo horsepower. That's the smart thing to do. I hate these people with this NA shit. NA is gay. NA is gay. I don't care how you cut it. You're not impressing anybody by beating a boosted car that is fully loaded on pump gas with your NA tin can. Nobody's impressed by that. Everyone goes, oh, he can drive it to California and back and run 1080s, 1070s pump gas. You are tin can and struggling to hit 1050s. Get out of here. Devil Dog says, sorry I'm late. Got my shirt today. Good look, homie. You got it, brother. I'll ask my AI who will hold the Mustang record. 21 GT500 did OTA update. Oh, there you go. My 2021 21 GT500 did an over-the-air update, but it did it on sync. Right, Leon Phelps? It did a sync update, not a calibration update. Alex, what transcooler would you recommend for a 1080 stock? Why the hell would you need anything above stock unless you're making 1100 horsepower? Why would you? Like, if you're making over 1100 horsepower, buy an auxiliary one from Power by the Hour. Like the stock one. 1700s for the win. Danny Built knows. Danny Built knows that you need a lot of injector. You have to build. Listen to this. Listen how crazy NA guys are. You think you're saving money? Like the NA guys, I think, do it because they say, this is the same thing NA guys say all the time. I can't afford it. I can't afford a Whipple. I can't afford an Odin. But I can do it NA. And then they go, okay, I want M5. Okay, you need a return style fuel system in 1700s. Well, isn't that like $4,000? Yep. Alex, I don't care if the fuel is 5-to-1 stoic. It's still just NA. No, it's stupid. It is clown world. It is clown world, bro. Mofler, it is clown world. The fuel being a basically nitromethane, and these guys are out there going, but it's NA. Drive it somewhere. Why don't you do this? If you want to say you beat a boosted car, let's do this. Drive it for 30 miles. Go to the track with no changes and race them. Because that's their game. That's the supercharged full weight car's game. Drag radial, drive it to the track, on pump gas, air down the tires. Maybe he's got 19s or 20s or 17s. Runs a 1070, airs them up, drives it home. Can you do that with your 1050, 1040 NA car? Probably not. Probably gets trailered there. Probably has no seats. Probably has a Kirky. Probably has no fender, no muffin, no nothing. And there's a guy out there saying that his car sounds wild. It's because the MAF signal is awful. Like there was an NA guy somewhere and he's like, listen to those cams. It's not the cams, stupid. You don't have a filter on your cold air intake. The MAF signal is wigging the hell out and it is almost stalling. It is not your cams. It is your MAF signal being awful. Listen to those cams. No. The fastest coyotes in the world idle like this. La 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 la. Listen to Brett LaSalle's car idle. Go ahead. Go. One of the quickest, if not the quickest, drag radial street, whatever the fuck record you want to put on that car. Listen to that car idle. La 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 la. No idle surge. No weird stuff. Does a burnout. Comes right back to idle. Meanwhile, a guy that has an all-motor build is talking about how badass his car sounds when it is surging at idle. Cams don't surge. 433, 430s should not surge. Should idle flat. La 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 la. If it goes, that is not a byproduct of aggressive tuning. That is a byproduct of a bad MAF signal. Like, I don't understand people. Like, they think they watch Australian burnout cars and they go, that thing's sick. I'm like, no, that's stupid. It needs a bypass. It's blower surge. It needs a bypass and it'll stop. Fidel says, Alex, I don't like convertibles, but I can get a 6R80 Gen 2 convertible with 70,000 miles for $21,000. That'll go by. Absolutely. It's just heavy. It's just really heavy. Yeah, not running a filter. Had a customer. Built basically a copy of my blue car. 1700 GT500 motor, big blower, cams, blah, 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 blah. Here's my tune. Things started. Then he sent me a data log the other day. And I go, my car doesn't idle like this. Let me see what's going on. Show me a picture of your engine bay, guys. Guys, if you want, if your tuner never asks to see your engine, sus. Every tuner that has a weird data log come back goes, let me see your engine bay. So luckily, I said to this gentleman, can I see your engine bay? Because my car has a JLT 148, unfortunately. So he sends me a pic, and it's a PMAS 149 with a race filter. That's right, a race filter, meaning screen mesh at the end of the housing. I said, so let me just give you a heads up, sir. In order for me to tune that properly, I got to bring the idle way up to speed up the airflow so the signal across the MAF is great. Now, what I can do is this. Do you have any other cold air sticking around? He goes, yes, I do. I have a JLT 148. I go, put that on. Boom! Idled perfectly. I said, let's do this, brother. Get it on the dyno. We'll dial in your JLT 148. Then take it off. Put the race PMAS and filter on there. We'll dial that in. He goes, bet. Because it was surging. He didn't go, oh my God, this thing sounds so fucking gnarly. I love it. No, he's like, this thing is surging and your car don't surge. I hear it on the video. It starts and it blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah. And it ended up being a dirty MAF signal. Evan A says, recently bought a CTS V2 as my daily driver. Should I just use the DSX Flex Fuel kit I have on it or F it and get a 255 pulley 2? Not into racing like that, but I wanted a little more power. Look. According to everything that the LS and LT guys that I know tell me is, yes, get yourself an auxiliary fuel kit with E85 compatibility so you can run a mix because Chevys or GMs have flex fuel logic they can flip on. And the timing chases the ethanol percentage properly. So if you want cheap race gas, E85, sure, pulley down, E85. Your tuner, I'm sure, is going to be able to shove 28 degrees of timing in it and be a happy guy because those are generally low compression and not super crazy boost. But I think that's a cool little daily driver, but you're going to go down the rabbit hole if you start doing that dumb shit with modifying it. Don't spend it all at one place, says Grandpa's Race Car. Give me $5. Thank you very much. Yes, unfortunately is right, DNA. DSX kit will work, says Hard Hat Eugene. Alex, I need a tuner revision for deleting of the weather stripping. Oh no, I just asked the Snap AI who's the best Mustang tuner, and it said Bama, no lie. Oh my lord. This AI is biased as shit. It knows what a woman is, but it don't know. Oh, it sent me a new chat. Oh no, it sent me another chat. Okay, an unborn baby is a developing human. Oh, got that. Okay. Who is the best Mustang Coyote tuner? I'm not sure, but there are many experts out there who specialize in Mustang Coyote engines. You may want to do some research online. Really? From other Mustang enthusiasts? AI, you're telling me to go to forums where they tell you to put louvers on your shit and plasti dip stuff? Stop it. Need that Fox Body idle search. JLT, put it on. What? Alex, stupid question, but if I get an ESS kit, can I just run it on the stock fuel system and injectors? Sure, up until about 5 pounds of boost, and then you run out of fuel. You run out of fuel. Go ahead. Stock 19-pound injectors and the DI, which are the equivalent of like a 38. And the moment you go, oh, let me go up a hill, you're out of boost. I mean, you're out of fuel system. So, can you run it? Sure. Should you? Fuck no. Get at least MU52s in there. AI is run by Stang Mode. Don't put the Coyote, but it's very specific. Russian Tuning Company, RTC. It has to be really specific. Hat Fun, Marquise. Thank you very much. Appreciate that very much. We're going to be giving away a hat. Okay. DNA High Performance hat. This hat right here. We're going to be giving it away. Or not this hat, because then you can sniff me. But a hat like this. So DNA High Performance, not only will he fight you, but he'll get you a hat. This one is a large, extra large. So he can get you that. Then we're going to give you the option of a Lund Racing shirt or a hat. I highly prefer you guys do a hat. And please be within the lower 48. Shipping to Canada is going to be kind of a pain in the butt. So I got to get Mandeep Singh his hat pretty soon. Ask, what makes Cam chop? The answer is wrong. Alex, which one did you like more? Any GT350 you ever drove or your 01? Which one makes a better car? The GT350. The GT350 makes a better car. Again, you asked me what makes a better car. The GT350 by far. It is more comfortable. I love that when it revs, it just keeps pulling. It is 10 PSI away from being deadly. And we have tuned guys that have been 420 on a stock motor with twin turbos. So, what is a better car overall? Rear seats, comfortable to drive, nice looking, handles, good brakes. The GT350. Now, if you're comparing stock for stock, well, the GT350 has nothing for the ZR1. But if you're saying what's a better car, I'm not super comfortable in the Corvette. It's a little low. The GT350 to me is a better overall car. And with boost, it's a better car, period. The ZR1 to me is badass. But the GT350 can be made to be really, really badass. So I love the ZR1 though. Look, I love the ZR1. If I can make 800 on it, 750, 800, I'm the happiest guy on the planet. I'm super thrilled. But I'm not stupid. I've driven GT350s, boosted, turbo, NA. I love them. Metro will fail me again, bitch. Used to throw channel support every episode I caught, but been slammed with work, says Hard Hat Eugene. Anyway, here's some channel support. I appreciate you very much. Again, the best thing to support the channel is memberships. If you want to do the lowest tier memberships, that helps by far. I could see the logo next to your name. I know how long you've been a member. You get members-only videos now every week, sometimes twice a week. I'm going to try to upload members-only videos and other perks for the members like giveaways. Like I'm going to do giveaways today just for the members and general giveaways on YDBT Daily and the Peasant Chat on Sunday. Trying to decide whether to go fanned heat exchanger or seat my heat exchanger to the condenser. Fanned heat exchanger, always. Make sure you send the tracking info stat right. Lunt for the win, says Coyote Fury. Incognito, bigger injector and BAP will be enough to run out of octane on 93. Ford is now about to read default codes from the mothership and order parts based on the codes to the dealer. So it's ready to install at the dealer. They can see anything the tech reads now using FDRS. I like the gray hat. Hint, hint. Angel Puerto Rico, you better, if you're in Puerto Rico, it's going to cost good money too. Hey, Alex, what's a sign of a dying O2 sensor? Great question. Great question. So when you graph an O2 signal, it's generally flat. Short-term fuel trims is basically the way we can gauge the MAF data and the O2 signal quality. So eventually the O2 start doing this. They start getting really wavy and they start kind of like splitting each other. But when they're in really good shape, they're kind of just doing this nice little mini wave. Once they start kind of going out, they do a bigger wave and the car starts to drive a little badly. Now at wide open throttle, what you'll see is they'll read, go static, read, go static, read, go static. So that's kind of a sign of a O2 going south via the data log. Can I get a hat? Had to sell all my coyote dogs for vet bills. Damn, I had to sell all my coyote for my dogs' vet bills. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what the giveaway does. Stupid question. How can I tell how long I've been a member? It depends on, you have Mint Berry Crunch, Marquise. So Mint Berry Crunch, I think it's been like 6 months or something like that. Got a GT350R if anyone is interested. Is it a 19 to 20? Because that is the king daddy for GT350s. The 2019 and the 2020 are the ones to get. 2016 to 2018, I would probably avoid. I only want the hat if it's next day shipping. What's your thoughts on the term FBO? We talked about that with Alec on the interview. Full bolt-on is everything but opening up the motor. Cams included, meaning, you know, intake, headers, pulleys, cold air, that's it. But once you open the motor up, like a rocker or a cam or cams, according to him, that's not full bolt-on. To me, full bolt-on is everything but power adder. Everything but power adder, because you bolt them on. You bolt the power adder on too. But what I'm saying is once you go to forced induction, that changes everything, whether it be nitrous or supercharged or turbo. So in my opinion, full bolt-on cams are included. Free hatches cover shipping and handling outside the 48. Marquise pressed the perks on the tabs page. Gotcha. Luther Conway gave me $20. Says, you're amazing. Appreciate that. Good evening, guys. Sorry I'm late. Was getting the floors waxed. Hey, yo. Please send that hat to Russia with your PCM. You can go to the membership page on the channel and see how long you have been a member. There you go. So I think this future of tuning is a little like again, guys, you guys probably thought it was full of shit. You guys thought that it's not going to be tunable. If the Mustang has a similar architecture, which tends to follow, like F-150, in my opinion, Ford tries crazy stuff with, then it bleeds down to the Mustang. But Mustang, for whatever reason, actually, no, think about it. 21 Mustangs are different computers than 2020 Mustangs, but the car is generally the same. Like, generally the same. So, at the end of the day, you kind of go, well, you know, if they tried it with the F-150 first, 21, and again, we are in 2023, guys. Only now, on April 25th, has both companies, both major companies for Ford tuning, HP Tuners and SCT, have solutions for tuning the 21 and up F-150. 2 years removed. 2 years removed. So let's see what happens with the S650, aka S550 and a half. Luther Conway says, thanks for all the info on the channel. Tony full strap on. That guy's a cuck-ass cuck. That guy's literally the dumbest son of a bitch I've ever met in my life. Never met him, but I guarantee he's a stan. It's just a dick. Remember for 19 months. Skip this. Your favorite type of question, the one where he doesn't say nothing. Nitrous and bias supply. Could loose exhaust and exhaust vibration cause false knock? Currently in a battle with it. Absolutely, guys. Understand this, please, 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 please. The knock sensors are programmed to pick up resonance. So if anything resonates that is different than an actual combustion event, you guys can hear your car when you go wide open throttle. The harmonics are wonderful, especially on a GT350. The GT350 has a very distinctive sound above 7,000 RPMs. It doesn't sound like it's coming apart. It sounds really smooth and clean. At idle, it actually sounds kind of choppy. At idle, the GT350 kind of vibrates a little bit, right? It kind of vibrates. So at watt, it's the harmonics are programmed into the knock sensor frequency, And if it is outside of that, the knock sensors go, that is a different frequency that we're used to. So just in case, we're going to pull timing. Now, if that frequency becomes more and more prevalent and louder, if they pull more and more timing. Now, if the car is really happy, no resonance, no nothing, those knock sensors add timing. Given the fact that you gave it good octane, and it piggybacks off of the adaptive octane logic. If no resonance is being picked up by the knock sensors and the O2s are going, that's Shell 93, boy. Let's go. It adds timing. Alex, does Lund tune illuminator short blocks? What is that? Yes. What's a short block? Like, how would you tune it differently? Tell me what would I tune differently with a different short block? Let's say I put a rods, pistons, coyote that's sleeved, but the displacement is exactly the same. How would I tune it differently than a stock motor? Like, explain to me how tuning is different with a rods and piston car. Now, there are engine builders who are 100% wrong. I repeat, engine builder, you don't see the data we see. You are 100% wrong. If you think because your car is forged, meaning good piston, good rod, sleeved, but it's still high compression, 11 to 1, 12 to 1. That does not mean you can make 800 horsepower safely on pump gas. That is not the game we play. Just because it is now less likely to blow up because of detonation does not mean it's not going to get hurt because of it. If you give it bad gas and a lot of boost, or just a lot of boost and lacking in octane, it is no different than hitting something very fragile with a hammer as opposed to hitting a piece of steel with a hammer. You'll eventually dent it and hurt it. It might just take longer to hurt it, but you're still hurting it. And there are engine builders that on email have told me, it's built. Let's make 850 on pump gas. I go, what the hell are you talking about, bro? Super random, but an older video you posted on probably 3 years ago, you mentioned some later produced 14s had Gen 2 engines. Is there any way to verify those lucky 14 owners? The cylinder head. SK Productions, you know the Gen 2 cylinder head looks different than the Gen 1 cylinder head. So if you have a very late in production dated Gen 1 car, like a late 14, like a November of 14, take a look at the cylinder head. And I think those have a Gen 2 casting. Thanks for the info, says Leadfoot. Just got a PMAS IFW intake and we'll be getting the tune shortly through Lund. You make me regret selling my 393 small block Ford. Guys, so me and my girlfriend went for a ride on Sunday with the Notch. And she hadn't been in it since I put the carburetor in it and got it tuned up and all that stuff. And we took it for a spin. And I got on it. And she looked over at me and she goes, this is fast. Because she'd been in my 19 at 795 horsepower. She's been in my GT500 at 1100 horsepower. And she drives in the ZR1 and she loves that thing. She goes, this is fast. I go, right? Like, am I crazy? Because, I'm jaded. I'm jaded as to what speed is. And she goes, this is fast. Like, I was surprised that it just kept pulling all the way up to 6,000 RPMs because she sees the big monster tech and she looks at it. She goes, it's still pulling. Like, it still has her back to the seat. So I really am anxious to get it to the track to see what it traps and what it runs. No giveaways yet. Oh, yes. Let's do some giveaways. Okay, real quick. Okay. First of all, let's give away a DNA High Performance hat. DNA High Performance hat. We're going to be giving away, thank you to DNA High Performance, one of the sponsors. We're going to be giving away a hat. Again, the sizes are small, medium, and large, extra large. So we'll be giving away a hat, DNA High Performance. So I'm trying to think what we can do to just do. It's got to be a member. Guys, it's got to be a member. I love you guys. The members need to get some stuff, some recognition. And if you're not a member yet, I get it. It's not really a giveaway. Let's call it a prize. And the actual giveaways happen on Sunday where I'm giving you YDBT shirts. So let's just say members prizes because on Tuesday, we got to look out for the members here. So again, only if you're a member and you have not won something, could you please do me a favor and put a 77 in the chat? If you're a member and you have not won anything, please put a 77 in the chat if you want the DNA High Performance hat. First to 77 gets it, plain and simple. If it's someone that hasn't has won already. Please stay off of it. Sorry, bud moment. I got to do it. Phil Fez. Bam. Phil Fez. Phil Fez got you before. Wayne. Oh, so Phil Fez. Let's do this. Hit me up. ydbtforlife@gmail.com. Phil Fez. The DNA hat. Phil Fez gets the DNA hat. Thank you very much. I appreciate you very much. Alfredo Diaz says, I won cookies 2 years ago. Angel Puerto Rico. Angel Puerto Rico. You have not won anything, have you? Because I told you I was going to get you last week. So I'm just going to give you something because I remember last week I said I was going to get you. Angel PR. I'm going to get you a Lund hat. Because I'm a nice guy like that. So Phil Fez gets the DNA hat. Angel Puerto Rico gets the Lund hat. Now let's do the actual prize for the Lund racing hat or a shirt. Lund racing hat or a shirt. So let's make sure that you guys have the options. Again, if it's a shirt, it's going to be the Grey Goose doing a wheelie shirt. And those come from, I think, small all the way up to double XL or something like that. If not, I'd rather you just get the black Lund Racing hat and be done with it and be a good one like that. It's just a black Lund Racing hat or wheelie gray Blue Goose shirt. Boy, that's difficult. So Angel Puerto Rico, I'm going to get you a hat because I told you I'd get you last week. And the next person that has not won anything, please, guys, you have not won something. If you have not won something and you're a member, put 100 on the chat and you win the Lund Racing hat or shirt. 100 on the chat. Member. Has to be a member and have not won anything. D-Rock Foss says, I want to have but didn't win. I want to have but I didn't win. Thanks, Alec. Got the recipe. Proof. Check your Facebook Messenger. Gotcha. 100. I got a hat. So next, Mofler, you're not a member. Canis Lupus is a member with the pregnant man emoji. Canis Lupus. And let me know on ydbtforlife@gmail.com. ydbtforlife@gmail.com. Canis Lupus, ydbtforlife@gmail.com. Tell me if you want the Blue Goose shirt or the black Lund Racing hat. And if you do want a hat, what size? If you want a shirt, what shirt? So, Phil Fez, want a DNA hat? Get me your info. Angel Puerto Rico, get me your info. ydbtforlife@gmail.com. Chris Lupus, Canis Lupus. Let me know what you want, whether it's a hat or a shirt. Proof who you are. I will get you guys hooked up. Eshru Payne and the other guy is going to get the shirts shipped out tomorrow. So I got a lot of stuff to ship out. Now, cookies. Cookies is going to go to anybody. Anybody. Because cookies have been given away for a long time. Thank you. OhMyGodCookies.com. I won cookies last week. I can't win the hat. Phil Fez cannot win the hat. Okay, so we're going to open it up to another person for the DNA hat. Again, the DNA hat. DNA hat, put the number 500 on the chat if you're a member. DNA hat. Phil Fez says he won cookies last week. So the DNA hat, put a 500 on the chat. If you're a member and you haven't won, put a 500 on the chat. We'll get you a DNA hat performance hat just like this. Again, you have to be a member and you have to have won. Be honest about it. Honor system. We can get it all set. 500 JM and you're not a member. Oh, goddamn it, you're not a member. DNA hat performance said 500 and Jay Lopez. But Second Shift Racing says I want the hat, but it didn't put the 500. Jay Lopez, DNA hat. Jay Lopez. Look at the 500s. He's with the Metro PCS connection. Jay Lopez, DNA hat performance hat. Hit me up, Jay Lopez, because Phil Fez was nice enough to be honest and say I won. And again, guys, I can't go through the chat that quickly. I can't just constantly monitor the chat, see who won, who didn't. Be honest. If you won something, don't put a number down. But again, Jay Lopez, DNA hat. Hit me up. And now we're gonna give away cookies. Cookies go to anybody. Cookies go to anybody because Melissa and Lake James take care of that. I don't fuck with it, so they take care of that. So can we get some fake number 2 tattoos? Oh my God, that's great. You know what? I'm going to have to make that happen. If I can get a fake number 2 tattoo on my neck, I'm going to make that happen. I'm allergic to chocolate, so I should win cookies. Some of these cookies would hit hard as fuck. Says, Chef Boyard these nuts. AOA gave me 10,000 free minutes this month. Victor Reyes, I'll take some cookies. Gerardo, thanks. Okay, so let's do this. This goes to anybody, member or not. And again, if you already want cookies, you already want a hat, you already want a shirt, just don't reply. That's all. I want to give it away to someone that kind of knows the show. You know, someone that kind of knows the show a little bit. So, what supercharger was on the black car? I'm not even going to tell you. What supercharger was on the black car? Gets the cookies. Gets the cookies. What supercharger? Be close. I don't care. It doesn't have to be exact. Just be close and you'll get the cookies. What supercharger was on the black car? Yes, got to be in the lower. There, Alfredo Diaz, my man, TVS. I hit it. I screenshotted it. TVS, Alfredo Diaz. So Alfredo Diaz gets the cookies. Melissa or EPA, James, if you could do me a favor and grab Mr. Alfredo Diaz's info to get him some cookies. And Alfredo, go to DoMyGodCookies _ LLC and say, I'm Alfredo Diaz. I want the cookies. Now the coffee. This one is going to be great. What gear ratio was in the black car when it ran 10-1? What rear gear ratio was in the black car when it ran 10-1? Let's go. That's for the coffee. What gear ratio was in the black car when it went 10-1? Wayno, you're wrong. Close, though. Hey, you want enough shit. Nope. Boy, you guys, you're not Chris Romero. Chris Romero grabbed it right. Nice, because it was a T56, and it had 4 10s with a 28-10 and a half 15. So, boy, you guys actually pay attention. A lot of you guys are guessing with 321 and 373s and 355s. It was a T56 in that car, a Magnum XL built by Ben Calamer. So Chris Romero, you win the coffee. So do me a favor. Go to DoMyGodCookies _ LLC on Instagram and you win the coffee. And what's his name? The other guy, Angel, I think, won the cookies. Okay, we're done there. See, we gave away a hat to Jay Lopez. Angel Puerto Rico gets a Lund hat. Canis Lupus gets a hat or a shirt. So all of you guys need to hit me up at ydbtforlife@gmail.com to verify who the hell you are. Alfredo Diaz says, I already won cookies a while ago. Sorry. Thank you for the honesty. Forget you. Back on the cookies. Okay, we are giving away the cookies again because Alfredo Diaz was honest. I appreciate that very, very much. Let me think of a question, like a trivia question from this channel that you guys might know. Like I want some OG motherfuckers. Where did I post my first live stream from? The first ever live stream, my own, on this channel. What location did I post it from? If you know the answer to this, you're not only an OG, you're like, dude. Like super, super loyal fan. Where did I make my first live stream from for this channel? And it wasn't, no. On this channel. No. Houston, Facebook, VMP, dining room, no. Oh, JD Swag, but you already won, JD Swag. God damn it. Here we go. We got Power by the Hour by Kona Blue S550. JD Swag, you already won, but Kona Blue S550. Man, you guys, Power by the Hour. I was in their break room. I said, let me just go live. And I had 63 people on. And I was like, holy shit. 63 people want to talk to me? Wow. And I answered all of your Coyote questions. Then we did Nothing But Tuesdays, and that was a whole bunch of fun. So, Kona Blue S550, you get the cookies. So Kona Blue S550, go to DoMyGodCookies _ LLC, get you some cookies. Okay, we're done. That's enough of the giveaways because it only took 10 minutes. So that's a good one. So if you guys were in the market for an come on, I was first. Dre Day, you weren't first. No, you weren't. If you were to buy an F-150, do you care that the tuning is a little more difficult? Like, do you care? You was on for like 3 hours. I was on for a while. Like, do you care that it's like you just want the latest and greatest? Because the F-150 new engine, supposedly it's pretty good, but it's not worth shit if you can't tune it. If you can't tune it right now, what's it worth? But a lot of you guys buy it even after we tell you that, hey, don't buy it. It's not tunable properly yet. And you know the first tunes that come out are not going to be the best. Why not wait for it to be vetted? Nope, you guys want it today. Would this potential shipping the PCM off, again, that's only HP tuners. SET, you can just tune it with the X4. Hey, SET, let's do some business, because you and I both know, whoever's listening over there at SET, that if tomorrow we flip the switch and said we're able to tune SET devices, you'd sell 400 devices in what, 3 months? I don't care. I want to bring everyone, PCM Tech, HP Tuners, SET. SET, I think, just had a knee-jerk reaction to the whole EPA stuff. But don't you think you would be instantly, your sales would go like this? Like, you know how when Tucker Carlson got dumped by Fox and his sales went down? Your sales would go the opposite. It would go up if there was some kind of graph. Instant. So I don't know why not? Because if people are buying this F-150 in droves, and if somehow you guys have access to 21 and up through an SET X4, imagine you guys, SET, had access to a 21 and up through an SET X4 and GT500, which I don't think you guys have good access to. I think you have access just to the engine, not to the TCM. Not that there is much to the TCM, but whatever. You don't think your sales would be ridiculous in about a week or two? Bro, stop it. Phil Fez says, Alex, in regards to the 321 build, what would you do? Safe power limit with head studs and all that stuff on the 85. Thanks in advance for your time, patience, and help. Safe is 850. Studded, I've seen guys go 8s. Corey Grayley's car is a studded Gen 2 that goes 8s stock motor with studs and oil pump gears, but, stock rotating assembly. So I would say you could live in the 950 range, semi good if it's E85 and good tuning. But at the end of the day, the rods seem to be the weak link after you upgrade all of the other stuff like oil pump gears, studs, all that stuff. Everyone's hitting me up. My God. Okay. So we got Jake says, Alex, how long are customers getting out of the, how long are Lund customers getting out of the 10R80s around 800 wheel, mainly roll racing? I know there's tons of variables, just a rough idea. Very long time, Jake. Very long time. If you're staying in the 800 range, I'm telling you, you're going to pretty much have to see, Dre Day, what you see and what I see are two different things real quick. What you see and what I see are two different things on the chat. They're not in order. I've proven that a couple of times. If I saw him first, that's what I go by. But anyway, roll racing doesn't seem to hurt the 10R80 as much as a dig. The dig, you got to take into account the acceleration rate from a dead stop. And I think that's what kind of, and fuel and fluid slosh and a whole bunch of other factors. But if you're already rolling at 40 or 60, there's less of an effect on the acceleration rate. Now, Valley 10 Speed's car is ZR1 fully built fast. You understand? ZR1 fully built fast. And he has a bone stock trans. So that tells you a lot about the 10R80 if it's used in the right way. I think the 10R80 is a wonderful transmission for a roll, but a lot of you guys do dig stuff, and the 10R80 isn't that great in a dig situation unless it's built and not for a long time. Eduardo Duran must have Metro PCS because he just put up Power by the Hour. I've been watching your channel for 2 months, and now you made me trade my Z28 Camaro for a Gen 2 Mustang. Best decision I've ever made, said Bully. Thank you very much, Bully. Again, guys, Gen 2 is King Daddy for everything. Now, a lot of you guys go, but my 10R80 car doesn't lose to any 10. Okay, let's go make 900 with each. And let's race each. Dig and roll. I got my money on the Gen 2 10R80 car. Sorry, Gen 2 6R80 car. And the market is more robust. You can get 3 or 4 seasons out of a built 6R80 under 1,000 horsepower. Generally, it's just, in my opinion, an overall better vehicle. 76 Legend must have just seen the title. Eduardo, hit live, bro. Exactly. Damn, I missed it. The energy wheels, what's happening? Second gear leave for the win with high horsepower 10R80. Valley 10 Speed car isn't tin canned either, isn't? No. Valley 10 Speed car is a California special Gen 3 2020. He's smart. He is so, this is why I love Valley 10 Speed, right? The guy must have some money because he's doing well. He goes, I'm getting rid of my 19. And I'm like, please don't get a 21. He goes, no, I'm getting a 2020. I'm like, he goes, yep, 2020. I'm like, okay. And then he got a nice one, a nice California special, different grill, nicer graphics and stuff, different lip and side graphics. Put some baller ass welds on it. Two Kirkies, not one Kirky and take the fenders and hood off. Two Kirkies in case you want to ride. And I think he took the rear seats off. No tin can. Has AC. It's over 3,800, I think. That car is ZR1 fast. And when I say ZR1 fast, I'm not saying fives. I'm saying fours deep. Deep. I'm not going to tell you how deep. Where's Tony? He sleeps now, bro. Tony, if I don't play with him all day, he will be up my ass all the time. So I get him really tired so that he sleeps. Oh my God, I'm stuck. Holy shit, I'm stuck. There we go. This is just the right height to get stuck in. Gen 2 T56, Gen 2R centrifugal 19 plus manual. Gen 2 1056 Gen 2R or centrifugal 19. Okay, he must be answering someone's question. PBH, dial up slow. Just stopping in, says Future Sean. Thanks for the content, Alex. Amazing what I've learned from you. Future Sean, guys, do me a favor. Let's end it this way. What have you learned from this show specifically that you didn't know before? Hey, Future Sean became Puti level. Thank you. What have you learned from this show that you didn't know before? Because a lot of the stuff you kind of get a little bit on the jaded side and you kind of think everything is common knowledge. But that's because I'm in it every day. What have you learned on this show that you didn't know previously? Are you guys surprised to hear me say Gen 2 is King Daddy? And you go, wait a minute, based on what? I'm like, all my data. All my data. Like, every data that I have on the planet. If Junior was to buy a car today, he'd buy a Gen 2, probably manual Whipple car and just live at 750 to 800. Because we don't need that 1,000 horsepower game. We got those, and they're not fun. They barely get driven. They break more than you can drive them. Someone says... Eduardo says, what do you mean hit live? How to read data log, says Yogan Lates. Everything Coyote related. What not to do to your Mustang. That London's the best. The only reason I got an S550. That Tony Bolt on is gay. Whoa, Matt 2011 must have... Matt 2011 has some beef with him. Eduardo is on a different planet. Everything Coyote. No engine is detonation proof. Data logs, fuel trims, tuning tips, Coyote and boost, and fuel all done. Force induction selection. I've learned to keep my car drivable on the street, making 700 every day. Go boosted. Coyote's King Daddy, and you're the best YouTuber. Don't mess around with FBO. Go boost. Nice. I learned that Hialeah is the home of 3-for-1 Fox Body Mustang. From your early videos, the basics of drag racing and basics of Coyote engines. That DCT sucks for drag racing. Very good. I learned of yesterday's price is not today's price. He's right.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
TDC opened my eyes like no other. Opened my eyes to a lot of bullshit. People trying to shove down people's throats. Right. So you're going to see a lot of people out there contradict what I say. And then people out there try to rehash stuff that we did 10 years ago, 9 years ago, 8 years ago. They're going to be like, oh my God, NA Gen 1, 10s. I'm like, we did that. We did that a long time ago. 10s NA Gen 1 was done in 2011. 10s NA Gen 3 was done in 2017. That's right, when it first came out. So 10s NA, 9s NA, all that has been done. It's been done. And then you see some guy on Facebook pop up, or IG, or some company, and they're like, oh my God, we're the best. We went 10s NA. Did that when it came out. Went 9s NA. Did that. I don't understand why people think that's like crazy. And then you look like an asshole if you try to go in there and go, by the way, Lund did that like in 2017. Oh, shut up, hater. You don't know what you're talking about. And it's the new guys, the Zoomers coming up that don't know shit, never seen shit, don't know history. Guys, just go to YouTube. Just go to YouTube. Type in Evolution Performance. 10s NA in 2011. Stop it. The Hawaiians are water Mexicans. Oh, that's a good one. Took your advice on a fuel system for my ESS G2 car. Got the 1050Xs and L2 for innovation spec out just how you like. Again, every day there's a guy that goes, hey, what fuel system do you recommend? And I only recommend one. And it's a 4 innovations and at least a level 2. I have never, ever, ever mentioned, what about the VMP? What about the Siley? I have never mentioned them on my channel. Good for them. Let them sell product. When it comes to Alejandro Flores recommending a fuel system, it is a 4 Innovations level 2. And I still got that fuel system because one day I might be back into an S550. What's going on here? What's going on here? Okay, sorry. Oh, wait. I got to open the door real quick. Hold on, guys. I'll be back. Little lady's coming through, so I didn't want to leave her locked out. Because, you know, for those of you that watch the dating channel, I took them keys back just in case. You know what I'm saying? Someone said FBMR, absolutely. I learned a Snap-on 1516s will fit in a full-size Latina's Toto. Remember her? What happened to her? Look us up for your 4 Innovations Level 2 and ID injectors, DNA High Performance, crowbarring a commercial in there. By the way, check this out. So, Kong, thank you, Greg. Greg's a good dude, man. Greg's a really good dude. So, this is what a ZR1 Cold Air looks like for the, oh, look at this pretty, let me get rid of the sponsor thing right there. I want y'all to see this in its full glory. So, Greg K is saying, I want to thank you, brother. I really do. I really want to thank you. So, this is going to be going on the Corvette. With the Nick Williams 102 and the ported blower. This is the Cold Air. This is the filter. Look at this thing. So this is basically like that. Sorry. Like this. So this is going to go on the ZR1 tomorrow. Start tuning on it. I'm sure it's going to be a whole bunch of fun. But this is the Cold Air for the Corvette. Thank you very much. Carbon fiber. Cold Air for the ZR1. Nice stuff. He got some math straightening stuff figured out on it. We're going to dial that in. We'll see how it tunes. And then we'll see if we can make big boy power on Sunoco 260 GT on the Corvette. It's a big son of a bitch. I took the keys back just in case. Ooh, hey. You got to keep him auditioning. Never give him the job. I learned don't buy a Whipple if you want to go fast before you die. That's funny. You need to get an ergo chair for your back. Trust me, it's a game changer. I know. I need to buy a good chair because I sit on this motherfucker all day and this sucks. This stupid chair is junk. So I gotta spend some money, like a really nice chair that you're comfortable in. Bro, I gotta spend the money. It's probably like $500-600. I'm stupid. I learned 1 camel power equals 911's horsepower. Damn, the joke. I learned that Terminators will be collectible and that the GT500 engine is a Navigator engine. What happened to Admiral Peck? Admiral Peck literally disappeared. Danny Bill says 2085 FC2 controller, Flex LP line, stainless filter, pressure gauge. Looks good. Definitely using DNA. Yeah, look, good. So one thing about this channel that I think is very important and powerful, and some people have learned that along the way. Take a look at your sales figures, right? If you want to promote, because this channel might not be the biggest channel, might not have 100,000 subs, might not have shit, but its influence is massive. It has massive influence. It gets shared, copied, clips, you name it. So if your name is up on the sponsor board and you get mentioned, you get a bump, plain and simple. There is a bump. Maybe not a massive bump, but this thing gets viewed 8 to 12,000 times. And it's for an hour and a half. So if you're someone that want to, get some business going, but again, I'm not going to crowbar another online parts company in front of DNA. DNA is the only one we're going to fuck with. Parts Farm does, used salvage stuff, cookies, Toyota Solution Puerto Rico, headers, Kong, Calimer, and PMAS. They have seen a bump, period. And people that talk shit on us usually lose money. They usually lose money on the whole situation. So all I ask for is take care of the kid a little bit once in a while. If you're a cookie person, send cookies. I don't think I'd have to ask you for that. If you're ultimate header, just send me headers. And I'll give it away to the people out there. But yeah, no, in all seriousness, I think it does help to have good influence on the channel, and you got to have good people. I'm not going to just, like you saw what happened with Homeboy. He got sideways with my people, and I had to get rid of his ass because he was doing some weird shit. But he thought he could just keep that rolling. And then once I took it away, I guarantee Homeboy's hurting a little bit. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Tonight, in about 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and get on the dating channel, talk a little shit there for a little bit, hang out for about 45 minutes to an hour. We basically talk dating stuff, manosphere, red pill, not super hardcore stuff, though. It's basically man shit based on my life experience, and I'm going to, try to get you guys some content on that front. So, again, I'm out of here. Shark Morals, literally in 15 minutes, on the other channel called TDC. If you have anything to say, I have a couple of emails I want to go over on that. Some guys talked to me about some stuff that he went through over email. We'll give you some stories, talk shit, do bumble swipes. It's a good time. Kona Blue says, I make detailing products and would like to be a sponsor one day. Kona Blue, email me one day. Email me, and we'll see what kind of products you have. We'll see if you have good reviews. I got to do some vetting on you to make sure that you're not some weirdo. And we'll see if we can do like a giveaway, right? Let's say we're going to do some giveaway. By the way, next week, I'll be giving away ID 1700s. Listen, guys, a guy that wants to just give it away to the people is giving away Injector Dynamics 1700s. I will get them cleaned at Havoc speed, so make sure I get the clean bill of sale. Like, hey, this thing is clean bill of health, and I can get you guys good working ID 1700s. So next week, stay tuned. On next Tuesday, I'll be giving away ID 1700s. I'll mention the person who's giving them away. It's going to be a good time. If you need ID 1700s, this is the one you're going to want to watch on next week. But again, Thursday, we're going to go ahead and do YDBT Daily. And then Sunday, we're going to give away 2 t-shirts on the Peasant Chat for the poor. So if you're not going to join me in about 15 minutes on the other channel, I will see you guys Thursday, 8 p.m. for YDBT Daily. Have a good one, guys. See you later. Bye.